In 2002, the World Cup finally left America and Europe, and for the first time, two countries jointly hosted the competition, South Korea and Japan in the Asian continent. A cup that had many surprising results, sometimes fair and sometimes unfair and very suspicious. 3 teams from North America, 4 teams from Asia, 5 teams from Africa, 5 teams from South America, and 15 teams from Europe. All 7 previous champions of the tournament were present in this period of the competition. The format of the tournament was exactly like the 1998 World Cup, which is very similar to today's World Cup, with the exception of the golden goal rule. Group A included France, Senegal, Uruguay, and Denmark. The wonders of the Cup started from this group, and from the first game, defending champions France faced Senegal, who were making their first appearance in the World Cup. France lost with an unexpected result 1-0. They'd had a disappointing performance in the rest of the games, drew with Uruguay and lost to Denmark to score just 1 point and finish last in their group without a goal or a win. Uruguay faced Senegal in their last match, needing a 2-goal win to advance. Finally, the game ended with a score of 3-3, a draw that takes Senegal to the second round of the World Cup in its first appearance. Spain, Slovenia, Paraguay, and South Africa were the teams in Group B. In this group, everything went as expected. Spain won all 3 games with strength, and Paraguay and South Africa experienced a very tight competition. All their results were the same, and Paraguay advanced to the next stage of the games thanks to an extra goal. Brazil, Turkey, China, and Costa Rica competed in Group C. In the first 2 games of the group, Brazil confirmed its promotion with 2 wins, and in the third game, it faced Costa Rica, while Costa Rica was in a critical race with Turkey for second place.
Rivaldo's corner. They've got another one. Guess who? Junior here. Oh, ho, ho! How about that? Ed Nielsen with one of the goals of the tournament. One chop. Maybe thought about it himself. It's one chop. They pulled one back. Oh, good ball on here for Bryce. Can he find the killing pass? He can! It's Ronald Gomez! Oh, they've done well, and that's a brilliant finish. It's Rivaldo, and it's 4.
Brazil showed up with their main team in full force and beat Costa Rica 5-2 in a high-scoring game.
It's magnificent.
In a simultaneous match, Turkey won 3-0 against China, and the result of these 2 games made Turkey advance to the next round of the games. Co-hosts South Korea, Poland, the United States, and Portugal were placed in Group D. South Korea had a stunning performance thanks to the hosting and familiarity with the weather and the support of the South Korean audience. After a win against Poland and a draw with the United States, they faced Portugal in the final game. Portugal needed a win to advance. What they failed to do, in South Korea won with a single goal by their star Park Ji-sung in the 70th minute. Although the United States lost its last game against Poland with a score of 3-1, they advanced with the 4 points to the next stage of the games as the second team along with South Korea. Germany, Saudi Arabia, the Republic of Ireland, and Cameroon were the teams in Group E. Germany in the first game against Saudi Arabia showed that they are not an ordinary team and showed up in the tournament with full strength. They won the biggest victory of the competition in this game with 8 goals. Saudi Arabia could not return to the competition in the next games and added 2 more defeats to its record. Germany with 7 points and the Republic of Ireland with 5 points went to the round of 16. Group F, with the participation of Argentina, Nigeria, England, and Sweden, was the group of death in the competition. Argentina, after the victory against Nigeria, and England after the draw against Sweden, faced each other in the second game. A good opportunity for England and David Beckham to avenge the 1998 World Cup elimination from Argentina. What was done, and England got 3 points from Argentina with Beckham's goal in the 44th minute from the penalty spot. With this defeat, Argentina needed a win to advance in their final game against Sweden, but they settled for a 1-1 draw. In this way, Sweden and England advanced from the group of death, and Argentina was eliminated from the World Cup very soon. This group formed with Italy, Ecuador, Croatia, and Mexico. The most unexpected result of this group happened in the game between Croatia and Italy. Italy took a 1-0 lead in the 55th minute with Vieri's goal. But Croatia experienced a quick comeback with 2 goals within 3 minutes. Olic's 73rd minute and Repajic's 76th minute scored Croatia's only victory in these games. This defeat made it difficult for Italy, but Croatia also lost to Ecuador in the last game with an unexpected result. Mexico and Italy became the first and second teams of this group and went to the next stage of the games. In the last group, co-hosts Japan, Belgium, Russia, and Tunisia participated. Japan, which was experiencing its second appearance in the World Cup, was able to get 1 draw and 2 wins thanks to hosting. Belgium went to the next stage of the games with 5 points as the second team along with Japan. The first match of the round of 16 was played by Germany and Paraguay. A game that was scoreless until the last minute, but in the 88th minute, Oliver Kahn built the only goal of the game by sending a long pass. Germany went to the next stage of the games with Neuville's single goal. It was difficult for the Paraguayans to bear the loss in the last minutes. The game went into chaos, and in the 92nd minute, Roberto Acuna was sent off. Another interesting match of this stage was held between Senegal and Sweden. The game ended with a 1-1 draw in 90 minutes and went extra time. In the 104th minute, Kamara scored Senegal's second goal and the golden goal of the game. After Cameroon in 1990, Senegal became the second African team to reach the quarter-finals of the World Cup. But the most suspicious game of this stage was between South Korea and Italy. In the 5th minute of the game, a very controversial penalty was taken for South Korea. Italian goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon successfully blocked the shot. Italy scored the first goal of the game in the 19th minute with Christian Vieri's header. In the second half, the game became very physical and several players had to leave the field due to injuries. With only a minute left in the game, Sol Ki-hyeon scored the equalizer for South Korea. The game went extra time. In the first half of extra time, the referee showed Totti the second yellow card, and Italy was reduced to 10 men. In the second half of extra time, Italy scored the golden goal of the game, but the referee did not accept the goal due to offside. It seems that we are faced with something more than refereeing mistakes. The organizers insisted that one of the host teams must remain in the competition. Finally, in the 118th minute, South Korea scored the winning goal by Ahn Jung-won and advanced to the quarter-finals with a very questionable game. After this match, more than 400,000 complaints about refereeing were received by FIFA. FIFA President Sepp Blatter refused to blame Italy's loss on the officials, stating, "Italy's elimination is not only down to referees and linesmen who made human not premeditated errors. Italy made mistakes both in defense and in attack." However, Germany, England, Senegal, Spain, the United States, Brazil, Turkey, and South Korea went to the next stage of the competition. This was the first time that 5 confederations had appeared in the quarterfinals. The most interesting quarter-final match was the match between England and Brazil. Brazil, which was the finalist of the 1998 World Cup, had appeared with all its strength in this period and had progressed to this stage with authority. England was the first serious opponent for the Brazilians. The first goal of the game was scored by Michael Owen in the 23rd minute for England. Rivaldo scored the equalizing goal in the added time of the first half and did not allow Brazil to go to the locker room as a loser. In the 50th minute, Ronaldinho scored Brazil's second goal from a free kick. Ronaldinho was sent off 7 minutes after scoring a goal, but the British could not take advantage of this opportunity and the game ended with a result of 2-1 in favor of Brazil. Germany, after 2 rounds of unexpected elimination in the quarter-finals, finally broke the spell of this stage. They were eliminated by Bulgaria in the 1994 World Cup and by Croatia in the 1998 World Cup. In the 2002 World Cup, they faced the United States and Ballack scored the first goal of the game for Germany in the 30th minute. After scoring the goal, the game was very controversial and tense. But these controversies did not affect the result of the game and Germany reached the semi-finals of the World Cup after 12 years. The other game of this stage was between South Korea and Spain. It seemed that South Korea's abuse of hosting privileges and lobbies was not over yet. In the second half, Rubian Baraja scored for Spain but referee Gamal Al-Gondour disallowed the goal. The game went extra time with a score of 0-0. In the first half of extra time, Fernando Morientes scored again for Spain, but the linekeeper announced that the ball has returned to the field from out, a decision that was clearly wrong and declared Spain's golden goal rejected. Spain continued to attack and came very close to scoring but Morientes' volley hit the crossbar. Even if it turned into a goal, probably the referee would have found a reason to disallow the goal. Anyway, the game without a goal went to penalty kicks and South Korea managed to beat Spain 5-3. South Korea became the first Asian team to reach the semi-finals of the World Cup. But this event is more like a scandal or corruption than a successful result. Spanish midfielder Ivan Helguera, who had to be restrained after the match when he attempted to confront the referee, was particularly vocal in his criticism of the officials' decisions, stating afterwards, "What happened here was robbery. Everyone saw 2 perfectly good goals. If Spain didn't win, it's because they didn't want us to win. I feel terrible about this game." Brazil, Germany, South Korea, and Turkey reached the semi-finals. The first semi-final match was played between South Korea and Germany. It's like the organizers of competitions were satisfied and didn't want South Korea to win the World Cup because of its hosting. As a result, we saw a normal game and a normal referee, and South Korea could not beat Germany after Italy and Spain. Ballack scored the only goal of the game and the winning goal for Germany in the 75th minute, and Germany reached the final of the World Cup. Despite scoring, something unfortunate happened for Ballack. His 71st minute yellow card in the game saw him miss the final of the tournament. The second semi-final was between Brazil and Turkey. Unlike South Korea, which had advanced to this stage with hosting points, Turkey was really a strong team and was considered the surprise of this World Cup. Their results and their playing style were really pleasant and brilliant, and Brazil knew that it would not be an easy match against them. In the 49th minute, Ronaldo scored the only goal of the game. With this goal, Brazil became the opponent of Germany in the final of the competition, and Turkey went against South Korea to hold the third-place playoff. Usually, we don't check the third-place playoff game in the Final Matches channel, but this game has an important point. Turkish striker Şükür scored the fastest goal in the history of the World Cup in 10 seconds. Maybe this was the universe's revenge on the Koreans for the dubious cup they hosted. In the end, the game ended with a score of 3-2 in favor of Turkey, and South Korea got the best result of an Asian team in the World Cup, 4th place. Brazil and Germany both were experiencing their 7th final in the World Cup. Ronaldo, Cafu, Rivaldo, Roberto Carlos, Ronaldinho, and other stars, this was undoubtedly one of the best Brazils in history. But Germany was not an easy opponent either, although the absence of Michel Ballack made it difficult for them. In front of 69,029 spectators at the International Stadium Yokohama, Japan, the game started with Pierluigi Collina's whistle.
0-0 Brasil e Alemanha. Foi do Edmilson, a bola foi pela linha de fundo. Ronaldinho partiu, tocou pra ele, saiu Ronaldinho, tocou de lado, a bola passa do lado. Pita antes, ele faz sinal pro Lúcio, ele tá do lado dele. Quando ele pega essa bola, ele sai. Na vantagem, botou na frente, perna esquerda, bateu. Ela foi pra Ronaldinho, girou o corpo. O cara, seu pé direito, bonito na trave. Vamos ter minuto só de acréscimo.
The first half ended without a goal.
Grande festa pra todos, olha a bola fechada, batida pelo meio. Essa vou te contar, amigo. Lança a bola batida forte. Marcos, ela foi na trave. Lançamento para o toque de cabeça, o Cão salvou. Insiste outra vez. No meio, vem chegando a Alemanha. Outra bomba de frente. Você vê lá a dificuldade. Duas, uma. Olha lá, vem ele correndo lá em bola. Insiste Ronaldinho pro Rivaldo. Abriu o espaço, bateu pro gol. Oliver Kahn, Ronaldinho bateu. Gol! Começou a brigar pela mão. Lá vem a Alemanha, bola batida, Marcos olhou, ela passou nunca. É complicado, até porque cortou pro meio, lá vem o Cleverson, Rivaldo saiu, pro Ronaldinho, pé direito, bateu. Brasil! Realmente a gente sabe jogar contra os alemães. Uma tocada pelo meio, Marcos! São Marcos! Porque o Juninho marca mais pro Ronaldinho Gaúcho. O Ronaldinho Gaúcho não tem esse patrocínio. Faz festa o torcedor brasileiro.
In the second half, Ronaldo scored twice for Brazil in the 67th and 79th minutes. The game ended with these 2 goals and Brazil won the World Cup. Cafu, the captain of Brazil, became the first player in history to appear in 3 consecutive World Cup finals. Also, with a positive 14-goal difference, Brazil set the record for the highest goal difference for the champion team in the World Cup. Brazil was the first team in the world to celebrate its 5th World Cup championship. Ronaldo became the best scorer in the competition with 8 goals. Germany goalkeeper and captain Oliver Kahn was chosen as the best player of the cup. This is the only time a goalkeeper has received this award. A total of 161 goals were scored in 64 games held during this period. Leaving aside the lobbies and controversies of the host South Korea, this cup had many beautiful moments and events. The confrontation between Germany and Brazil in the final was a dream that football fans had been dreaming of for a long time. Both teams have never faced each other in the final despite their many successful World Cup performances. This confrontation made one of the most memorable finals in the history of the World Cup, a final that might have been even more beautiful with the presence of Michel Ballack. Subscribe to Final Matches channel, and if you like the video, like it and share it with your friends. Don't forget to comment your opinion.